from a different star, flying over streets and our broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the leaves. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts.
Good morning and welcome to another video. Today we are off to combined training. I did say we had a few of those coming up, didn't I, in one of our recent vlogs. So yes, today we are heading to Berry Farm for the Prelim and 80 and Novice and 90. This will be our first ever novice test, so no real expectations. We'll see what happens. I ran through the test the other day and actually what I thought was going to be a bit of a shambles because there's a load more in it than a prelim. Shocking, I know, but I just found I had to prepare a lot earlier than I normally would because there's just a lot more content in the test. But actually she rode through it really nicely, so if she goes anything like she did the other day, I will be more than happy with that. But like I said, no expectations, so we'll just see what happens. And this is her first time back jumping at a competition at 90 level as well, so we'll see. You've seen that she's been jumping very keen at home, so yeah, today's just a bit of fun. See what happens. Megwin is just enjoying her breakfast a la carte this morning, out on the balcony, out on the terrace. Popo eating hers. Oz is on his other private terrace. Platted Mega up last night. You just need to roll them up, don't we, Munchkin? Here she is. So when we arrived, it was actually probably the busiest I have ever seen Berry Farm in the last probably 2 years, since before COVID anyway. So yeah, we didn't have much space or time to be able to film any of us getting ready, but this is Mega and I warming up for our first test, which was the Prelim 18. So we enter in working trot down the centre line and track right. For this we scored a 7.5. Then at B we half circle 20 metres right to E. For this we scored a whopping 8. Very pleased with that. I've been on a vibe, kinda hard to describe. I'm in between, I'm good and it's fine, but I'm tired of the grind. At C we turn back down the centre line, and then when we get to the end at A we track left. For this we scored another 7.5. At B we repeat the same as we did on the other rein, half circling 20 metres left to E. For this we scored a 7 with a note of up to the contact. At A we begin our serpentine of 3 loops. For this we scored a 7. 5-hour flights, couple nights at the flat. To be real, couldn't see me making moves while I'm at. I'm still on the grind, limit time when I chat. I'm burning down sage, keep the demons away. When I write it, give a piece of myself to the page. I don't do it for the praise, love, that's just how I'm made. C, E, K, continue in working trot, and for this she scored another 8, and I do agree, her trot was going fabulously here. Start to feel like I'm on one. Settle in, I'll be here. Between K and A we pick up canter, and then at A we circle left 20 metres. For this we scored a 7, just with a note that says trans needed a little more prep, which yes, you can absolutely see that in her transition. Continuing with the canter F to M, scoring us a 7.5, followed by a trot transition at M and a walk transition at C, giving us a 7. Now for one of Mega's favourite parts, change the rein in a free walk on a long rein, where we scored a 7. Look at that lovely stretch. At F, medium walk, and then at A, working trot, picked us up another 8. Between H and C we pick up canter. We scored a 7 with a note of some tension, which I completely agree with. We then do a 20-meter circle at C, which we scored another 7 for, with the same marks of some tension. Mega just didn't really settle into this canter. At F we transition back down to working trot and then turn down the centre line at A. We scored a 7.5 for this, with our final halt, immobility and salute scoring us an 8. Lovely and square. Super job.
Oh. With the slap, hit myself on the map. You long with the wind, but we knowing that it's capped. 5-hour flights.
Eek, our first ever novice test, here it goes. So we go down the centre line and track right at C. We scored a 7 with a note of slight drift out at C. MXF, we do a loop of 10 metres from the track. We scored a 5, saying it was too shallow, so Lauren needs some practice at novice tests. At A, we half circle right 20 metres to X with a transition to walk just before X for 1 horse's length, and then back up to trot with another half circle 20 metres up to C. We scored a 7.
Light it up, lighten up. Hear him talking, ain't right enough, tighten up. Everything that I came for, I left with. I don't bang sense.
HXK, another 1 loop 10 metres in from the track. Again, we scored a 5, saying it was too shallow.
This gold in my soul, got the same on my necklace.
After Mega gave the board a bit of a kick, we then changed the rein FXH across the middle, showing some medium trot strides. We scored a 6.5, saying pushing on the shoulders. At C, we transitioned to medium walk. I was pretty proud of that transition, and that continues on through to X. We scored an 8, so I'm glad the judge recognised that transition was pretty slick. Then from X, we then changed to a free walk on a long rein. We scored a 6.5 with notes saying relaxed, but the head needs to be more down and forward. At A, we're supposed to pick back up to medium walk, but as you can see, Mega anticipated that coming, so we scored a 6. We then pick up trot at F, and then working canter at M, and we scored a 7 for those transitions. At E, we circle left 20 meters, and then in the second half of the circle show some medium canter strides. We scored a 6 with a comment of quarters in and a little deep. At A, we half circle left 20 meters to X, transitioning back down to trot for 1 horse's length, and then immediately picking back up to canter and continuing the half circle back round to C. We scored a 7. I was very pleased with those transitions. We'd been working hard on that at home. At B, we circle right 20 meters with a give and retake of the reins on the second half of the circle. We scored a 6.5, saying quarters in, but a clear give and retake. At A, transition to working trot. This was a little early, and then across the diagonal changed the rein, showing some medium strides of trot. We scored a 5 for those 2 movements, and a comment of the trot being a little hurried. I agree, I felt like she wasn't into the contact enough. Then at C, circle left 20 meters, allowing the horse to stretch. We scored a 6. The judge's comment says maintained rhythm but needs to be more forward in her stretch, which is fair. At E, we then half circle left 10 meters to X and halt at G. I thought this mark was a little harsh, but the judge reminded me of a new rule that my halt was too brief. It needed to last at least 3 seconds, so we scored a 5. Little superstar. She's a good girl. Yes. Clever Megwin. Just on our way home, just stopped at the fuel station to fill up the lorry with some more fuel. I cannot tell you how pleased I am with Mega today. She was absolutely super. She did a lovely test for her Prelim 18. There was just a couple of moments of tension, which I've seen in my sheet is reflected, so completely agree with that, but still got a whopping score over 70%. And then to put the little cherry on top of the cake, did a beautiful clear round in the jumping, and she jumped just amazing. She was in a lovely rhythm, just constantly ears pricked, looking for the next fence. Yeah, she jumped amazing, which meant that we bloomin' won. So we're off to the combined championships for British Dressage for that. I literally cannot believe this horse. Like, there's just one thing after the other at the minute. She just pulls it out the bag. She's just mega. So we then went in and did our novice test, first time ever doing a novice test, and I thought it was nice. There was obviously bits that we needed to work on. Her medium strides of trot, I felt like she was just going out the front end. I didn't have hold of her enough. So there's definitely stuff to work with, but I was actually quite pleased with it. We had quite a harshly marking judge. She scored us, I think it was about 61%, but the person who placed above us actually didn't get much above that either. And everyone else in the class got below 60. So yeah, she was pretty savage. And then in the jumping, she went again and did a lovely round. That's her first time competing back at 90. Jumped really nicely, was actually standing off some of the spreads, which is something that she hasn't done for a while, and ended up just with a little pole where I got her a little bit too deep into a spread, and she finished up in second for that. So we've also qualified for the championships at novice level, and our first time ever doing a novice test. So yeah, what a mega horse. We're home now. I am so proud of you, Megwin. So proud, she said. I am a very clever Megwin. Very clever girl. Sorry that this vlog hasn't been a particularly chatty one, but I hope you have enjoyed all of the mega content. And yeah, make sure you hit that like, comment and subscribe button, because we will be taking you along to the championships very, very soon. See you then. Bye guys.